morning, everyone, and welcome to Tooth Tail and Talcum Powder, this fun romp, including babies and monsters and absolutely no horrific things whatsoever. Before we go around and say hello to everyone, please check out all the opening links that the bot is currently spamming at you in the chat, including all of our social links, places you can support us, sponsor information. Big thank you to Bird and the Storm Publishing and Mage Hand Press who make this all possible, and we've got a whole bunch of websites where you can go and get 10 to 15% discount off of all of their stuff. Let's go and say hello to everyone, shall we? Oh, hi, Heavenly, how are you this morning?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming back for this episode. I never know what to say in these introductions, and on the very last episode, I'm gonna have something prepared, and then that's it. But all these other times, I'm just gonna be shocked that people are here watching, and I have to talk to you guys. So thank you.
Top quality introduction. That's honestly, that's the best. That's the good stuff right there. Let's go around clockwise and go next to Shakespeare.
Hello, I am Shakes, also known as Shakespeare. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. I am playing the lovely Warlock. No, I'm playing a sorcerer. What am I thinking? Since we were just talking about
We were
Warlocks.
just talking about Warlocks.
Yeah. I have afternoon brain, leave me alone. So I play the lovely sorcerer, Mr. Blobby, who is an ooze and is very delightful and eco-friendly, and really likes the baby. And that's me. I don't know. I'm not good at intros either.
It's a beautiful mess so far. Next around, good morning, Gloss and Gadgets. Leonie, oh hi!
Oh hi, good morning everybody. I actually have a special guest in my house. You may have seen on my Twitter. She did try and steal my place there and try to play, but we had to beat her off with a stick. And when I'm not here, you can hear her laughing. And when I'm not here, I am playing over on Goldheart Gaming, and I am playing Aristomachitekos Minotaur Monk, or Momitar.
Fight Mom!
Last but most certainly not least, we have Tommy Imperator Pengu.
Hello there, everyone. I'm Tommy at Imperator Pengu on the Twitter sphere. You can find me across various channels throughout the week playing tabletop RPGs. I have a postie at the top of my Twitter feed with where and when I'll be. It's the best place to find out what I'm doing. Got a bunch of stuff coming up in June that I'm going to be announcing, so follow me there for those announcements. I play Asuka, our resident samurai fighter, sentient suit of armor, also known as Armor Dad.
Armor Dad, Momitar, Mr. Blobby, and I play Gerbil Kent, the Arsassin.
Every time.
No, he's good fun, he means well, but he's also level 5 rogue, level 5 frenzy barbarian, so, you know, he accidentally kills people. It happens. Let's hand back over to Heavenly.
Who wants to do the recap today to get inspiration? Oh, it's Tommy!
Wait, we do that? I was sitting here waiting to see if anyone else wanted to do it before offering, but okay. I guess I'm being we're volunteered. Okay. So last week was a lot of decision making being done. We got a look into a bit of the backstory of Aristomachi, and quite frankly, one of a much darker side of Laka than you would expect, to be honest. All about doing sort of what's necessary to preserve the natural order of things. Yeah, it was real dark.
It's on all of Laka's postcards. It's like, come for the trees, stay for the corpses.
It's very dark. Luckily, that's not where we ended up deciding to go, to be honest. We met with Dr. Sporin and Ned, right? Yeah, Ned, in the morning. to talk about what our plans were. We had a long conversation about the places we could go, which were, Jadir, the library in Jadir, Laka, because that is where, that's where the research happens, but also where someone was recently executed for researching human, which was a hard no in all of our books. And the Alki hole in Athos. Eventually, we did decide that Jadir was going to be where we went. We wanted to do some studying up to see if we could find anything people hadn't found before. And we ended with sort of a side TV narrative scene of Gwen, right? Gwen? Yeah. Gwen showing up at the come on in and being real ominous. Some foreshadowing there. But yeah, there was a lot of discussion about what our plans were last episode. And there was some funny scenes involving the baby. Oh, we did not drown the baby in milk.
No, the baby was accidentally milk boarded.
We did not drown.
And Gerbil was stealing everything, all the soap.
All the soap. Gerbil steals all the soap at the hotels, including the ones not in their rooms.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we would have had 4 rooms. We were offered 4 rooms. Makes sense to Gerbil.
We were in danger. It made sense.
Yeah, we all decided to just bunker in with Arista Matcha.
Yeah, I
And she didn't mind.
I believe that is where we ended last session.
Yeah. I think Gerbil also has a number of small notepads, only about 10 sheets of paper each, and disposable pens.
Disposable pens. Gerbil is just
charcoal?
creating so much waste.
Charcoal.
I think Mr. Blobby probably ate some soap also.
Are you real sudsy now?
No, just to see what it tastes like.
Bubbles rise to the surface.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Sure, that's a good image. I like it.
Let me get a good pen. I will be using the notebook that my friend made for me. You can look at how beautiful it is.
Oh.
You can go to her website, Lauren Blair Art. I'll post it later on Twitter. She's really fucking fantastic. I will be using this to take encounter notes.
Are we fighting? Are we starting off with a fight?
I just have my notepad ready is all I'm saying. All right, we ended the last session with Mr. Blobby and Gerbil had gone to fetch Ned. And now we will begin our session with our little TV introduction. That, again, if you haven't seen any of the episodes, I like to start with a little TV introduction. And if you haven't...
It's not popcorn, but it's equivalent.
It's chips. All right. Let me turn the volume down and roll 20. It is quite loud in my own ears. One day I will master the volume button. Today is not. Unenar was not happy with himself, but time enough for shame after the task at hand. After all, had he not looked at the letter addressed to the doctor, he wouldn't have known the depths of the crimes Dr. Sporn had been charged with. Dr. Sporn was one of the mayor's closest friends, the two linked for decades, long before either of them reached prominence in their fields. Though he doubted it, he hoped they would remain close, even at what would no doubt be viewed as a betrayal. Of course, Unedar could argue that Dr. Sporn leaving out pertinent information about his research, hiding the execution of his companion, and bringing criminals into his town all counted as a betrayal as well. Semantics aside, there was only action. From his room, he watched as 2 of Dr. Sporn's latest cohorts came to collect his son. The letter that had accompanied the notice of execution had stated they were dangerous. They had already slaughtered a well-known doctor from Jadir. He moved to the blink pigeon that roosted in a cage above his desk, disturbing the bird from its slumber, but for a good cause. Only the smallest nag of guilt made him hesitate before he secured the notice to the pigeon's leg. The pigeon cooed, unhappy to be woken up, unhappy to be working. and shook itself before disappearing in the blink of an eye. Unedar extinguished the oil lamp, wary even now of the ration, and sat at his desk to wait for a response. Mr. Bobby and Gerbil, you have just collected Ned from his father's house. Are you heading back to the hotel?
Are you sure?
Yep.
Do we see any like suspicious oil lamps going out by any chance?
I call meta on that.
Yeah, fair enough.
The oil lamp being extinguished was awfully. It was dramatically timed with our departure.
Fair enough.
Yep. You collecting, Ned?
Is he still wearing the birthday bro tiara I gave him?
Yes.
Yay. Okay.
We're in so much trouble.
Yeah.
Aristomachi and Asuka, what are you? Are you just entertaining Dr. Sporin?
No, we're ignoring Dr. Sparran.
Yeah, I was.
Because I sent an ominous note over.
Yeah, I was hoping that we were breaking dinner at this point and meeting back to the room, but I guess we're waiting for Ned.
It's up to you. If you want to, if you want to go back to your room, I'm sure that Mr. Blobby and Gerbil would figure it out if you guys weren't in the dining hall.
Yeah. To be fair, it's going to take us a while to walk back because
the baby should probably be checked on.
I've got the baby.
Oh, you've got the baby.
I would just leave the baby.
baby.
Yeah, I wouldn't just leave the baby in the room by itself unsupervised. That's not how babies work.
I'm not a kid person, so.
Me either, but I know that you don't leave kids unsupervised.
Well, that says a lot about my child. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I am. I'm an adult now, so don't call child services. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. Did Risamachi want to hang around for dinner, or did we want to break off since it kind of felt awkward at this point?
Yeah, she's just troubled.
Like Asuka's not really one for like small talk, so
yeah.
It's just a lot of polite nodding. Just like
a lot of... I mean, even with their writing, Asuka's not much for small talk. Like this is pertinent to the conversation. They're not going to say much. So I think Asuka will mention that we should turn in for the night, maybe.
Mr. Machi will agree.
Okay. Dr. Sporin is gonna it indicates that he's just gonna stay and eat. He doesn't feel like he's done eating. There's a lot of muffins, you know.
Cool. But I mean that's all Asuka's got to do until they return, to be honest.
Yeah, they just quietly enjoy the peace and quiet in each other's silent company.
we've got an understanding. I think Asuka goes over there, and like rereads through their journal again to make sure they haven't forgotten anything, and then we'll continue their sort of recount of the day, which, to be honest, just involves a lot of talking. It's not a long entry.
Okay. It probably takes like 30 minutes for them to be gone and then come back. So, Mr. Blobby and Gerbil, you've come back with Ned and you walk into an empty dining room. At this point, Dr. Sporin probably went to bed not long after the other two. And I presume you go up to the room and there everyone is in the room. And Ned kind of looks between you all, not suspiciously, but he doesn't know what's going on or like why you brought him, so he's just looking at you.
Asuka will look at the rest of the group and sort of make a explain motion, sort of like to Ned.
We brought Ned!
Asuka said, like, Asuka will then take out their notepad and their charcoal we feel it is best that. Now, had Ned said that he was coming with us, or were we bringing him here to convince him to come with us?
Yeah, you have not
I
yet
have no
asked Ned to
idea
come
why
with.
we
You
got
guys
there.
just randomly decided to bring Ned along, and
Okay.
I don't 100% understand why. But
Okay.
well,
Asuka,
He's a witness.
he is a
I
witness.
have no idea.
Asuka will write down. We feel that perhaps it is best to explain the situation to you since you are involved. There are those out there who would kill us for the knowledge we know about humans. We feel that perhaps it is best that you travel with us for your own safety.
so like, people are trying to kill you because of what you know, and so you want to bring me along with you. Like that's kind of your big, like that's what feels good to you.
You already know too much.
It's more like people are trying to kill us because of what we know, because Dr. Sporin told us, and Dr. Sporin also told you, so someone's going to try and kill you eventually. It's amazing someone hasn't tried already.
What?
And I can't quite keep up with Aska's note taking. You're very fast, Aska. But also, we don't trust Dr. Sporin
Why don't you trust Dr. Sporin?
because he's an idiot.
What?
I'm not going to disagree with you, because like,
He talks a lot.
He talks a lot.
Too much.
And he wants to go to wherever we think the people are that might want to kill us, and essentially go and tell them all of the plans. Which, really, I think we should just preemptively kill him. As the assassin in me is saying, let's just kill Dr. Sporin, cut off some loose ends.
I mean, it'd probably be a nicer way to die than whatever they have planned for the way they execute people. Executions doesn't sound nice.
Certainly quicker, and maybe, for the briefest moment, pleasurable.
No! And just the pseudopod just flies out and like smacks Gerbil around the head like, no!
Asuka's just got a hand to their forehead. They can't really pinch their nose because it's metal, but
Yeah.
they're just like.
It's like, oh.
Speaking of which, I believe I need to have a conversation with Dr. Spoin. If you'll excuse me.
do you write that?
Yeah.
Okay. Ned looks at you all, and he looks at Gerbil with a peculiar look. And he kind of sits down. I guess there's like a breakfast. I don't know. There's a table and chairs. It makes sense. He sits down, and a place where he can sit down. It's not weird because it's not the one bed that you all share.
There were two beds
And
in the room.
Two beds. The two beds that you all share.
Don't we give like?
As far as Ned knows, you guys are sharing these beds. Is all I'm saying.
Don't we like give one to the baby and then when we're
Yeah,
not
because
cradling
Gerbil
it,
slept in the bath.
and one to Aristomachi? The rest of us
Yeah.
sleep on the floor.
I slept in the bath after making the other bed as uncomfortable as possible.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. The one bed is just a frame, like the IKEA slat frame.
Oh, I put the baby on that before. I feel mean now.
Well, I'm sure you wouldn't have put the baby on the IKEA slat frame if you knew.
It's Mr. Blobby.
Yeah. He says, Can I see the baby?
Why?
I mean, like if I'm gonna risk my life because Dr. Sporin told me everything and you guys like want to bring me with you, then I think I should be able to see the baby.
Why?
Because I've never seen a human before. I've just, like read about them and like theorized about them, and like I don't know, it'd be like a big deal for me to like see this baby. It's like, it's like finding out a fairy tale's real.
We are not a zoo.
I agree. But also, if you come with us, you'll see lots of the baby anyway, because we all take turns looking after it, even me.
I mean,
That's horrifying.
yeah,
It's not my style.
I
Asuka-
clean it. I do the
Asuka would write
cleaning.
down, he's going to see it anyway. Might as well. There's no harm.
Okay, but if you do see it, then you're definitely coming with us one way or another.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Asuka will nod
I
and agree
mean,
with
listen.
Mr. Blobby.
There's not much for me in this town. It's like really boring. Like my dad like really sucks and he like wants to do dinner every night and he's always like asking me like, do you have any friends? And like, do you have a girlfriend? And when are you gonna take over as mayor? Even though like that's not how democracy works. And so yeah, I mean I'm gonna come with you guys. I don't have anything better to do.
Yay!
Yay!
But if I'm gonna like risk my life for a bunch of weird aggressive strangers, then I wanna see the baby.
I'm not aggressive.
I'm not weird!
You
Right.
literally just talked
You-
about killing Dr. Sporin in front of me.
That was me!
Miss, he pointed. Miss, he went that. He was in on it too.
I was not. I don't kill people unless they try to kill me first.
Mr. Blobby mainly just cleans up the bodies.
Listen, I get it. You guys are like, you know, criminals. You like murder people and stuff, and you
What?
cannibalism. I don't know.
I get paid. I'm contracted. I'm not a
What?
criminal.
It's only cannibalism if they're the same thing as you. I've never eaten another ooze.
It's definitely cannibal
Well,
adjacent.
no, actually, I have. Oh, wait.
Anyway, okay, can I see the baby? I just listen, look, okay, and he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out just like loose leaf kind of scraps of paper, nothing, and on it is just these like very bizarre sketches of what he imagines humans would look like. And he's like, listen,
Oh,
I've
no.
just been looking into this for like since I was like 13, which is like, so that's like all my life basically. And I just want to see the baby. I just want to know what humans look like, you know? And he holds up one drawing that has like a human and it is like really like hunched and it has like a huge head, like a huge teardrop shaped head and really big eyes.
That's
and, like,
sort of close.
arms.
Its head is very big.
He's like, does it
Not
look
that
like this?
big. No. Sort of. No. Do we just show the baby? Because I don't want to look at the pictures anymore.
He draws pictures. He's definitely not seeing the baby. No evidence. No killing. The person that is paying us.
Mm. Mm.
And you can wait. And she points at Ned.
I think Asuka chooses this moment to step out and go see Dr. Sporin.
Okay. Yeah, Ned, I mean, Ned's not gonna fight you. He is just a little moody teenager, so he's gonna be like, fine, okay. Ugh. When do we leave? And like, do I need clothes and like food and stuff and like a backpack or like I've never left never gone anywhere else. So I just don't know what I need.
What does he need?
Well,
Food we usually find, I guess. I mean, I
Yeah.
do.
a knife. Always keep a handy knife. Rope. Rope's important.
Okay.
For some reason, you always need a hammer and 10 spikes of a hole in the top. Every pack comes with one. Candles or torches, they're good.
Okay.
A bedroll if you like that sort of thing.
Okay.
I think that's the
Should I have
basics.
this stuff? I don't have this stuff. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Maybe a tinder box or some rations.
Okay. I can go and get all this stuff from my room.
Or if you go to most shops, you can ask for the Explorer's Kit or the Dungeoneer's Kit, and it comes all as one pack.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if we're gonna do this, I kind of am not gonna tell my dad because he would just be like, no, Ned, you're like too young. You're like just a baby boy and you're like my baby boy and I love you. And so I'm not gonna tell my dad. And if I buy something from the shop, then he's gonna know that I, did something. I would rather just kind of like leave.
Won't he, if he says all this stuff to you, won't he, send people after you? By you, I mean us.
But if he doesn't know where I've gone,
That's true.
you know what I mean?
So you want to sneak back into your house and steal things to come with us?
Yes.
You should take Gerbil.
I can help with that.
Okay.
I stole a bunch of stuff last time I was in your house.
What?
He put them back afterwards.
I did.
Whatever, I don't care. I think materialism is like a waste of time.
We found a nice note from your mum.
What?
Oh no.
My mom?
Yeah, it was really sweet, actually.
Where did you find it?
Well,
I can't remember now. It was in like a room with a shrine.
no.
What did it say?
Mr.
My
Bobby's
dad
just becoming
never talks about my mom. Anytime he tries, he like starts to cry, and like I never met her, and
It was kind of like a poem about her. I kind of forgot it.
was it about my mom or was it from my mom?
I don't know, but we left it on your desk.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we can just find it when I go back.
Oh.
Y'all are gonna ruin this kid.
Let's not traumatize this teenager before we go on a road trip with him.
Like, let him be traumatized by the heedless violence that he's most likely gonna encounter along the way here as we butcher people with Gerbil killing people in their instances, not with the news of his mom.
Okay, let's go to as you guys are having this conversation, and Ned and Gerbil, you're preparing to sneak back into the manor. Asuka, you go over to the mayor's room. He's staying on the same floor as you, but a couple of rooms down. So are you just gonna stand outside the door until he senses your presence?
I heard you and I was like thinking and I like froze, like my thought process got caught
Buffering
up.
sign.
Yeah, like the buffering sign happened and I was just like, what am I doing? No, I will knock on the door lightly.
Okay. You knock on the door lightly and he answers right away, like freakishly fast. And when he answers the door, he's kind of sweaty.
Okay. Asuka will sort of motion sort of into the room and points at himself, and then motions towards the room.
He steps aside. He's like, yes, of course. I wasn't expecting you all to want to to hang out with me. I'm sorry. I was doing some jumping jacks and.
Okay, sure, jumping jacks
In a room alone.
He was doing jumping jacks, you guys. He's a health nut. You would never know because you've never asked what any passes are.
None of us care. None of us care. Asuka will shut the door behind themselves and lock it.
Okay.
Oh no.
I'm gonna have Dr. Sporn roll a perception check to see if he notices that freaky thing you just did. Dr. Sporn notices that you just locked the door, and he's a little freaked out.
Asuka will hold up their hands.
Oh, Asuka, can I help you with anything?
They'll take out their notebook, flip to an open page, write down. I thought it best that we have a serious conversation in private.
Okay. Yes, I can respect that. You are a man of action, of purpose. armor, a suit of armor. You are an entity. Yes,
There we
an
go.
entity
Oscar agrees with that.
of decided motivation, and I can appreciate that. What would you like to speak to me about?
We need you to take the threat about humans seriously. We encountered agents of... Was there a name to the accord, to the group of like all the lands agreeing on something?
They didn't have a name. It was just like
just
a
the
It
seal.
was a symbol.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Mr. Blobby has it, or
I'm pretty sure. Didn't you guys eat it? Did you eat the note?
I don't
It's been
remember.
subsumed.
I don't remember. Mr. Blobby probably ate it.
I don't think I ate it. I mean, unless we decided, you know.
I remember where it is.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gerbil has it.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I've
that's
still
right.
got a piece of paper. I need to find out what it is. Sorry.
That's right, you do.
We encountered agents of a what's the word?
Collective?
Of a collective, that's a good word. Of a collective of all the nations tasked with exterminating any humans and human signs they may find.
Agents, you say? They attacked you in the caves.
Oscar will nod. They did attack us at some point after we attacked them first.
It's not a lie. It's just
It's not a lie.
true.
It's not the whole truth.
Dr. Sporin pales a little, and for perhaps the first time, he looks unconfident in what is happening. But he recovers very quickly, and he sits down on the edge of the foot of his bed and says, "This is more than I was expecting, to be sure. When they sent Dr. Panak, I knew that something couldn't be quite right. He is a high-ranking scientist in Jadir. He's been working with the king for years, developing, well, things that are just rumors or were just rumors, but all 5 nations, you say, working together."
Oscar will nod and then do a quick sketch of the it's not great, but it's a general sketch of the seal
Okay.
they saw.
Yeah, I won't make you roll like a history check because I think it's all pretty important and you would remember. He go, can I have this, please?
A picture with the seal.
Mm-hmm.
Oscar will ask, what for?
So that I may have it for my records. We're separating, right? I'm going to Laka, you're going to Jadir. If I were to see the symbol again, I would want to know what it looks like.
Oscar will turn their head and nod and then tear off that bit. And then, right, speaking of that, we said Jadir while in public, but we're really going to Athos.
Okay, this is okay. You can
I
roll
don't know what we're
perception
doing
check
anymore.
with advantage because you're not really speaking and you don't have body language.
Okay.
So,
Awesome.
but you are lying, so I can't just give it to you. But I
Yeah,
will.
no, I'm aware.
I
Thank
will
you.
give you advantage.
Because I'm gonna need it.
I'm so proud of Armadad right now.
Deception, not my strong suit.
I don't even know how that's. I feel like it has to be.
It is
First
deception.
suit of armor.
Okay.
So proud of Armadad.
I
So
know.
proud.
Oh, that's a nat 20!
Wow! Wow! Okay.
No one
That wouldn't have-
expects
that wouldn't
him
have
to
been bad.
lie, so it just goes right in.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Asuka has no body language. There's no facial expressions.
Yeah.
There's no body language. There's no speech intonation. There's no breath.
Never play poker with him.
Does not
ever.
play.
Whoa.
Okay, he reads your note and he nods vigorously, and he kind of perks up a little bit. He goes, "Yes, it's very smart. In case anyone were listening, they would think that you were going to Jadir, but
No,
in
no,
fact,
Asuka places a hand over their mouth as they start to say that. And raises a finger to their lips.
Yes, of course. This is all very exciting for me, I must admit. I know you stress how dangerous it is, but I have been inside labs my entire life. This venture is quite titillating, I must admit. When will you all be leaving? I was planning on leaving first thing in the morning.
Asuka will write, perhaps in the afternoon, day after next at the latest.
Then I shall be departing before you. I hope to see you all for breakfast. I will be stocking up on muffins before I leave. And then perhaps we can... How will we get in touch with each other once we have parted ways?
Does Mr. Blobby have message?
I have message, but it's the range is 30 feet.
Oh, you have the short. Do you have sending? Sorry.
I don't have sending.
Could we buy some sending stones?
I feel like that's a lot of money.
Not here.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd be able to buy them in Serenity Pass.
No? No sending stone
Asuka-
walkie-talkies?
Yeah, Asuka will say, so does Asuka will ask, do you have an address for your lab in Laka?
My lab is not in Laka, actually. It is here in Messir. I don't know that I would be heading back there in time enough to receive a letter. What if instead we continue to use Serenity Pass as our meeting place? I'm very familiar with the mayor. He and I have been friends for a very long time. We could send all communication through him, and he would keep it safe for us.
Yeah, no, I know. It's hard not to. It's hard not to, but Asuka will think and agree, but do not write anything explicitly. Merely
Yes.
updates on our well-being.
We will have code. Human will be fungus. I will update you on the fungus that I am researching. And baby will be penicillin, which is a new type of...
Writing goblet.
which is a new type of fungus that I'm currently researching. I hope it will take off. So I will combine my two researches. Will this code do you think?
Asuka will look at him and think for a moment and then nod and agree. Simple enough for the timing they have.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Asuka,
And,
it has been such a pleasure.
Yeah. Asuka will write down, sort of before they depart, be careful, Dr. Sporn, especially in Laka. We wouldn't like to see you hurt.
He touches the letter that you've just written. Almost like what he would do if you were a friend. He would kind of touch your shoulder, but he touches the words that you've written instead and looks up at you and says, "Thank you, Asuka. That is incredibly kind. I knew that I was doing the right thing by hiring you all to begin with. Be safe as well. Your journey will be much more fraught than mine, I imagine."
Asuka will nod and pat Dr. Sporn on the shoulder. and
Dr. Sporn he's smiling so much right now.
we'll hold out a hand for like a shake.
He shakes your hand with both hands.
It's like, yeah, and then we'll bow as they leave through the door and head back to our room.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna miss him.
You and Ned have left to go back to sneak. Ned was just gonna go to his little hole. He wasn't actually gonna go into the manor, and so I don't really think you need to roll anything. It's gonna be pretty easy. His little hidey hole's like is detached from the manor. So as you're walking, do you want to try and make conversation with Ned?
Oh, we can have conversation if he wants to.
Ned is quite taciturn. I don't think he's going to try and talk.
Mm.
He's a teenage boy. He has a lot of stuff on his mind.
So maybe I will start a little bit of conversation then, but very practical to begin with. So where's all this stuff then?
Well, I just keep like everything in my like little, office that you guys were in earlier.
You have an emergency runaway pack?
No, that's where I keep all of my stuff. I really only go into the house to like sleep because like my dad is like insisting that that's where I sleep. But like all of my like food, I have some snacks in there. I have like my jacket.
Wow.
I think I have a knife in there.
If we don't have a knife, the kitchen's usually very close to an exit, so that shouldn't be a problem. I used to have an emergency runaway pack.
Oh, really? Did you ever have to use it?
No, I wasn't very good. It was mostly just knives.
I only have like one knife. Do you think that's enough?
Depends on your skills, really.
Well, I don't really have any skills. I'm like a pretty good student, I guess. I can I write. I've been dabbling in like creative writing, but guess that won't really come in handy.
Student. So like spells and things.
No, I just like learning like math and like, geography and stuff like that. I don't have any magic.
Oh. Geography, is that the one with the rocks?
Yeah. Did you not go to school?
Well, not really. I learned pretty much myself from books. I haven't exactly figured out when in my backstory this was yet.
Probably between when you murdered your brother and when you joined the Hollow Hoods.
Yeah, somewhere between them two, yeah.
I taught myself most things. I'm teaching myself how to write now.
Where did you grow up?
In the desert.
This desert?
Yeah.
Oh. That's cool. Have you ever like traveled outside of Messier?
Only for brief visits.
I've never even left Serenity's Pass. Like, was born here and stuff.
Oh, this'll be fun then.
Well, you arrive at his little hidey hole, and he stops at the door, and he says, are you like gonna come in with me, or like can I just go and grab my stuff?
Well, you go and grab your stuff. I'll go to the kitchen and grab some knives in case we need more knives. You said you weren't sure about the knife, right?
I have like a paring knife that I used to like eat apples and stuff.
A paring knife? No, you want a big carving knife. Something you can really stab with and snap the blade off if you need to.
Am I gonna have to like stab people? Is that like...
Well, no, if you don't want to, I suppose.
I don't know that I do want to.
Well, there we go. We're starting to learn your skills already. Maybe you'd prefer to hit people with a hammer.
Huh. Yeah, maybe. That feels like maybe less squishy.
All right. Well, then you grab the paring knife. I'll go to... Is there a blacksmith nearby?
Well, we have like a tool, like we have a shed that has like tools in it and stuff to like kind of push the sand into piles when it gets real heavy on the door, and I bet there's a hammer in there.
All right, I'll go and have a look for that then.
Okay. He disappears into his little hidey hole, and you're gonna definitely need to make a stealth check if you wanna. You can see the shed. He points it out to you. There's no really scenery. It's just all sand, so everything's pretty obvious. Like there's the house, there's the hidey hole, there's the shed. But I will need you to make a stealth check to pilfer. Okay, you do a pretty good job pilfering.
It's an average amount of stealth, really, I suppose. Just sort of
Can't believe your stealth is 13.
expertise.
It's unlocked because they don't expect anyone to steal from them. You know, this is a small town. And you find a hammer, like one of those like mallet-y hammers. It's not like a dwarven hammer, like a war hammer. It's just like a big old thick mallet. You find a scythe.
Ooh, that's always good.
Yeah, for cactuses and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what they use it for.
Hammer,
And
hook knife.
hammer, hook knife, and you find you find 2 machetes.
Oh.
That seems like it would be fun.
Yeah, I'll pocket those.
And a whip.
Oh, and a whip. Is there like a hose pipe or anything like that in there?
Is there a hose?
Yeah.
What, so you can beat people without leaving marks?
Well,
I don't want to take it.
okay, there is a hose.
I just want to pierce holes in it.
Okay. You pierce holes in the hose with the understanding that these people live in a desert and you are essentially sabotaging one of the only ways that they are able to get drinking water out of their wells.
These are rich people. If the hose is in the shed, they're clearly not using it. So they shouldn't be using it because we should all be on a water ban.
Okay, you pierce holes in the hose. And in like 2 months, it's going to be a really funny joke.
That's what Gerbil's thinking.
So you come out of the shed. Do you grab everything that I listed? The whip, 2 machetes, the mallet, and the hook?
Yes.
Okay. You you come out of the shed laden with all of these weapons, and Ned is just coming out of his hidey hole. He has a backpack, and you can see that there's like a sleeve hanging out of it, and it's quite distended. He's kind of overstuffed it, but he's like, all right, I'm ready to go.
All right. Got a lot of stuff. How many changes of clothes did you bring?
Just one.
Oh,
I brought one shirt and like 2 pairs of underwear.
Under what?
Underwear?
No.
Okay.
Do you not wear underwear? And he looks at your loincloth.
Well, I just wear levers.
Okay. Do you want me to pack you some underwear?
No, I'm all right.
Because my dad always says that you should always, have one more pair of underwear than you think you'll need. Just in case anything happens.
Oh, I mean, I suppose that could be good advice. I don't think I need any, so maybe I need to have 1 pair.
Okay. He goes back in and then he comes back out 40 seconds later and he's like, all right, I'm ready to go.
Now, you've got your choice of a hook knife, some big straight knives, a mallet, or a whip.
Well, I don't know how to use the whip. That was for when we tried to have cattle and it just didn't really work out. I'll just take, I guess he takes the mallet from you and he kind of waves it. And he's like, I guess I'll have this.
Ned's gonna die.
Okay,
Ned's
yeah.
100%.
Hey, we've managed to keep the baby alive this long. I'm sure we can protect.
I don't
one
think
times off.
that Ev is gonna kill off the baby.
We.
I think he'll kill off Ned.
I take offense to the word we.
I've been helping. And I'm
Helping.
not milk boarding the baby, but in my defense, I don't have hands. You can't see the baby and you don't have hands. We were giving you a lion, like good responsible children do with their mother.
Maybe we can get you a shield somewhere along the way as well. Give you a bit of protection. Anyway, let's not hang around here. Let's get back.
Okay. You walk back, and it's quite late in the evening. It's still enough time that if you all wanted to get a full rest, you totally could.
While they're gone, can I like squish myself into a corner with figuratively like my back to the room? Not that you could tell because I look the same from all sides.
Yeah.
And try to unfold and read the little bit of paper that I got off the mum's corpse.
Yeah.
Just like way down in the corner of the room so no one can see me doing it.
Yeah, so you found when you were subsuming the mother in what you thought was like a cleaner ritual of death, you had like kind of choked on this little note, and you unfold it as best you can, and it is a little blurb of what you assume is text, but you actually can't read it.
Do I recognize any language that it's written in? Or does it look similar to any language that I would know of?
Why don't you roll roll an intelligence check?
Oh, bugger. 2. That's a 2. I am not intelligent.
No, it doesn't. It looks like the scrawlings that like a child would do, that you would do as a kid when they would put like, coal in your hand and you would just like be like, bah, ha, 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 ha. That's what it looks like to you.
Okay, I'm just going to fold it back up and stick it back to the bit of me it was stuck to.
Okay.
Just leave it there.
Gerbil, you and Ned return to the... Oh no, I just lost an earbud. You and Ned return to the room, and do you all want to sleep or like...
Asuka will, once everyone's there, will sort of gather everyone up and write down. I have told Dr. Sporin that we're going to Athos. If we see him, that is where we are going, quote unquote.
You genius.
Is that where we're going then?
Asuka will look at Mr. Blobby, look at Aristomachi. Look at Mr. Blobby. Look at Aristomachi.
Mr. Blobby, you know when Gerbil says things and they're not true?
I know what lying is, yep.
Okay, we're doing that.
Okay, just checking. Okay. I don't know.
My concern is when the doctor gets to my homeland, he will be caught. He will be tortured. And our location will be given up.
I think he'll definitely be caught.
And he will definitely be tortured.
Okay, so we should say goodbye tomorrow then?
To be honest, my spirit is unsettled. I do not wish to remain here longer than we have to.
That's cool, right? We should leave no later than tomorrow afternoon.
Dawn, if possible.
Yeah, the sun's getting in me. I don't really want to stay here either.
Do you need me to run you a bath?
No, it's okay. I keep just pushing it out, but it's not comfy. Plus, it's really warm here. I mean, I can't boil, but it's warm.
It is a bit warm.
Ned looks to you, Aristomachi, and he says, "You think the doctor's going to be tortured?"
Oh, yes.
Asuka will write, I have hopefully convinced him of the danger he is in so that he might avoid too much danger.
Does that mean, like, if we get captured, then we're gonna be tortured too?
And executed.
If we do get caught, we can always kill you before they get to that point.
All of this over just like a weird baby?
Yes.
Apparently.
I'm not sure if it is all about a baby, you know. I think it's got a lot more to do with the people in charge and some sort of insecurities or something like that.
They're like insecure of babies?
I
But
don't
the
know.
baby has to come from somewhere, and I think it's the somewhere that they're more worried about.
Maybe they're like mining humans on some sort of human mine somewhere, and they don't want everyone else to get in on the money.
I can't see any use for anything that baby has produced so far.
Maybe they become hard workers or something.
Maybe they get a +1 in all of their stats.
Maybe.
This note was adorable.
Okay.
It is complicated. Basically, this baby represents the return of humans. Humans are not myth. Humans were punished for upsetting the balance of nature. My hometown is all about the balance of nature. And so they wish to destroy this one and any more they can find. It is that simple.
They sound very unbalanced. Hey!
Why do you think I left? I believe in the balance of nature, but I do not believe in their balance of nature.
I made a joke.
Do you want a cookie?
Have you got any?
Are there any cookies from this morning? Because when they brought me up breakfast.
Definitely. Yeah, there are some
Yeah.
cookies.
Cookie on a plate.
Yay! I just subsume it.
Okay, so you guys want me to come with you because Dr. Sporin told me about the humans being real. And if I stay here, I'm probably going to get killed.
Mm-hmm.
And if I go with you, I'm probably going to get killed. And if I'm
You
with
have a
Dr.
better
Okay.
you have a better chance of staying alive with us than you do with your father or Dr. Sporan.
Do you think my father's at risk?
But
Not-
I mean,
He knows nothing,
yeah.
We were
so, I
careful.
mean,
but we were not careful with you.
yeah, no, Dr. Sparring kind of told you everything. So it's kind of not a if you go with us, so much of a when you come with us kind of thing.
I still think that Miss Dr. Sporin is a problem because he keeps telling people things.
Yes.
Dr. Sporan is also paying us. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm not doing this for free.
Yeah, I don't
mean-
really mind either way.
No, I
The
mean,
shiny stuff doesn't mean much to me.
I'm not doing it for free. No.
If
Just a
you kill
baby. I
him,
mean, who cares about the baby, right?
we then take it
Waves a
home and raise it.
pseudopod. Waves a pseudopod like, kind of, yeah, me.
Oscar will also raise their hand.
Every time she doesn't feel like she needs to.
She's the one who's been like carrying the baby and feeding the baby.
Yeah.
I've also been
Actually,
carrying
right
the
now, she has it, and it's like bouncing on her knee. But it's in its Minotaur costume, so she doesn't.
baby.
So, are we doing this for the baby or because we're getting paid? Because I'm kind of questioning that.
For the baby.
Both? Why can't it be both? Both is good.
Well, because
Because
Dr. Sporin
priorities exist.
and Dr. Sporin might end up telling someone something that gets the baby killed. Like, oh, I just sent an adventuring party to Athos or maybe Jadir, I can't quite remember which. I'm an idiot.
He does sound like that.
Well, I draw breath, no one will hurt this baby.
Same, except for the breathing. Because, I don't.
Oscar will write down, this baby has my sword.
Does. And whatever I have.
My fist.
And my rapier, dagger, hook dagger, machete, whip.
And my death cuddles.
Okay, so like we're going to Jadir then.
Athos. Wink, wink.
Okay, we're going to Athos then. Which way are we going? Are we going through, the pass, or are we going on the main road?
Can I get out one of like the little books
Didn't he give-
Warren gave us and kind of surreptitiously try and look at it like,
Yes.
I should know
Dr.
this.
Sporen gave you a little booklet to be super helpful. There are two options if you want to go to Athos.
Athos.
You can go north towards Laka and travel along the main road, which is going to be a little longer, but it's pretty nondescript. It's meant to be a road that connects because of how all the nations are built. There's kind of this road that goes from Jadir to Misir to Laka to Athos. And the only nation that you can't get to from this is Sulu, which is like really far down. So it's meant to be very easy to travel, but it takes a little bit longer. Or you can cut through Misir, deeper through the desert, and go through what is known as the Red Peaks, which will take you to Jadir. But the Red Peaks are quite dangerous. Like there's not a lot of travelers go through them.
They're called red because they're stained with blood.
In the packet I gave you, Shakes, there was like a little bit about the Red Peaks. I say packet, it was like in the 3 paragraphs that I sent you. there was like 2 sentences about the Red Peaks. So that would be quicker, but it would be more treacherous.
And less traveled, though?
Definitely less traveled.
So do we take the road less traveled? Wink, wink. Or do we take the main road and, Ned and the baby might survive it?
It'll be alright.
Which one will they expect?
I don't know. If they're from Laka, what would you do? I mean, if you were chasing us.
I would suspect that you were trying to be indiscreet and therefore take the short but dangerous path. The path less traveled.
So if they think we're going to that way, we should go the other way.
If I may, when you're trying to assassinate a target, you put a lookout on the roads to see if they go there, even though that's the lesser cause, and you go and look and you put most of your forces in the other place where you think they'll be less travelled. So I'd reckon they'd have both places checked. It's not like they've got one pair of eyes.
Okay. Which one will have less?
Yeah.
Well, it's not really about who'd have less. It's about where would you be the most obvious. I mean, we're not exactly a tribe, are we? I mean, we've got a blob, a suit of armor, a minotaur and a goblin with a small baby and a human. I mean, we're very mix and match.
And Ned, whatever Ned is, I've forgotten. I think he's a hippo.
He's a gith.
Yes.
Gith.
Isn't that the hippo? Or is that...
No, the monkeys. Monkey people. Monkey people.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And we got a monkey.
The monkey people? Is that what you just said?
Yes,
Which
the
one's
monkey
the hippo
people.
then?
Yeah. That's the GIF. I think GIF.
Oh, yeah.
Just to, be confusing.
Oh, okay.
The
Okay,
GIF.
so he's-
Yeah, GITH is what Ned is. A GIF.
So
Either
he's
Gith
he's a
Rothy
monkey
or-
person.
Whichever. I don't think it's GIF. That's what I remember someone calling it, and so that's what I've called it forever. Something like that. But
Is it not pronounced gith? Is that what we're saying?
GITH?
Yeah, gith.
No, it's definitely
Yeah.
GIF. The Yankee
That's it.
one that I'm not sure about.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Gith Yankee. Yeah, because there's Gith Yankee and then there's the other one that I can't
I
pronounce.
think it's Githrazi or something.
Gith Razi. So I just say Gith, and I have never clarified which one of those two Ned is. It's a secret.
Githzerai. That's what it is.
And the GIF are the hippos, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
GIFF.
GIF.
Which also
Yeah, they did.
GIF.
Yeah, it's not confusing at all.
It's funny how the GIFF ones move like in stop motion, isn't it?
Get up.
I like when you laugh with your Ristobachi thing on. It's really quite great.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to turn that off. Sorry.
Your laugh is so fantastic when it has that modulator on it.
Now that I actually know what Ned is supposed to look like, he is much more effective as a goth. I was picturing like a skinny goth hippo, and I was thinking, okay.
Asuka will write down, there are pros and cons to both. On
Yes.
the main road, there are more eyes to see us, but also more witnesses to any violence that may happen. It may stay their hand if they are operating in secret. But on the other hand, the other road is more dangerous for both us and them, but there are also less witnesses.
Plus one's shorter. If I had a brain, it would hurt.
Maybe chat could vote on it. I like that suggestion.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
We're damned if we do and damned if we don't.
We could totally do that. I could set up a poll, and what we could do is we could make this narratively as though we flip a coin, but chat can decide.
Okay, I like that. Let's put up the poll and then let's just take a 5-minute break so people have
Sounds
time
good.
to vote.
So what are options? We've got
The main road,
Bloody peaks.
the red peaks.
The main road or the road less traveled?
So we've got long but accessible, and short but dangerous. Yeah.
Is there a longer but also less dangerous and much less traveled road?
Is there like an in-between one where we just go through a forest?
Well, you would either have to, I mean, you don't necessarily have to go one of two ways, but you would have to either enter Jadir from this main accessible portion, or its entire border with Masir is this mountain range, and the way through the mountain range is the Red Peaks. So
I am an outlander. Is there anything I can do to roll?
Would I know coming from Jadir? I'm guessing I left Jadir by the main road.
you definitely left the main road.
Would I know which way is better to enter Jadir from? Just from a...
There we go.
I mean-
That's how you do it. Sorry, just figuring out how to do it. Thank you, Mushroom and Madrog. It's ! Vote and then the number 0 for main road, 1 for road less traveled. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Why don't you roll a history check with advantage since you're from Jadir and you did leave Jadir at some point.
Okay, so history check.
Oh, I'm not from Judea, I'm from Laka.
Yeah. Alright, history.
Okay.
Yay!
Wow. Yeah, those are both really good rolls. So
Couldn't have got that one with the paper, could I?
what you will know is that so the Five Nations have like a pretty solid peace. You know, there's not war being waged between them. However, the peaks between the mountain range between Masir and Jadir have meant that it has always been naturally well guarded, and you do know that there isn't going to be a huge military presence on the other side of the mountain range because it's always been entirely unnecessarily, not the least of which is because there are rumors that there is something really awful in Red Peaks. And although Farmal, who is the captain of the peak, has always assured everyone that these are just rumors, and it just so happens to be that the peaks are quite treacherous, as any kind of mountain travel is, and people who go through and don't return just aren't well prepared. There isn't a huge military presence because of that, whether it's because it's incredibly just naturally well guarded or because the rumors are true. There isn't military, and there are also no cities on the other side of the mountain range. If you were to come through the main road, you would be entering into populated areas of Jadir.
I will mention this in an offhand way while we are discussing which road to take, basically by going, and there's no like military guard in this, and some people think there's something there. But Mr. Blobby, like, if someone told him, "Oh, it's just a story," he will wholeheartedly believe it's just a story. So he'll just be like, "Oh, and they think there's something that kills travelers, but it's all just. I mean, it's a mountain. Mountains are hard to cross. It's just yeah. But we'll relay the facts that there is no military presence on the mountain pass, where there will probably be guards on the road pass, and the lack of dwellings up there. If we take the main road and we enter Jadea and basically like head towards the libraries in Fraga, isn't it?
Yeah.
If we take the main road and we're heading towards Fraga on the main road, are we going to go anywhere near where I live?
You're kind of from like the Midwest.
Yeah. I'm from the boondocks.
You're from the
like,
boondocks.
I'm from
I'm
a
sorry.
farm in the middle of nowhere.
Let me just double check actually where the capital is. You west, north. I'm like, I don't even know my own damn
because
world.
Mr. Blobby is probably gonna quietly like
No, I think
lean
you're
towards the one that's not near his home.
The capital is more in like the middle south, and you are actually a little north of the capital, because the way that the king would travel would be west and the north, so he would kind of make an arch on the northern part and kind of ignore the southern reach, mainly because that's where this mountain pass is, and so it's an unpopulated area.
Okay, so neither
Either way,
road is
you're not
kind
going to be near your town.
Okay, then Mr. Blobby is not invested at all, really. Either way, it's fine.
So I have a break screen ready if we'd like to take a break whilst we leave the vote up.
Yeah, let's take a break. Let's do 5 minutes. Everyone can keep voting, and then we'll come back.
Yep, so everyone, take this opportunity. Go and stretch. Go and grab a drink. Take a bio. Go and feed your cat, feed your dog, feed your parents, feed your kids. Do whatever you need to do. Have some tea, and we'll be back in around 5-10 minutes. Have a good break, everyone. Be back in a sec. muting, and we are back. Oh, hi, everyone. So, poll results as we close the poll. It is the road less traveled that is the winner.
Robert Frost would be so proud.
So, yeah, that's the coin lands, and it lands on the road less traveled side.
Well, there we go then.
Yes, we're going through the mountains.
I imagine we had an intense debate about it.
I think we flipped a coin.
You did flip the coin.
Who flipped the coin?
What could possibly go wrong in the mountains?
Famous last words.
Landslides.
I'll scroll right
caves,
down. I am
Hits.
confident in our ability to accomplish this mission.
Big bugs. People who want to kill us. Mr.
Although,
Bobby's just listing things
Gerbil,
that could go wrong in the mountains.
The your favored stabbing points may be less obvious on the creatures we encounter along the way.
Yes, and also most of the things that Mr. Blobby's listed are kind of like, I'm not a ranger, but I might, have preferred terrains just spiritually. And caves is one of them.
Okay.
Sure. I mean, I don't mind caves, but if I fell into one if I fell into one, I'd be fine. But if other people fall into them from a great height, they become well-paced.
What happens to you
ooze?
if you fall from a great height, Mr. Blobby?
I use magic to stop myself.
Oh, so you don't just sort of like bleep?
Well, if I didn't do the magic, then yes, I would just go splat, and I would probably hurt a lot. I'd get very, very thin.
Oh, that's a
It
shame.
would take me a minute to come back together, and I might, not come back together. But luckily, I can just go, and little prestidigitation magics just kind of go, pew. Like I can just go, pew, and I stop falling, or I start falling really slowly.
Well, I
It's all
prefer
good.
the wilds. So, this will be better.
Let's go right. We should make sure we have enough rations for those who need them.
Who needs rations? I think only 2 of us need rations.
Do you eat
Does one of you
Africa?
have like the spell like good berry or something like that?
Well, as an outlander, I finally reached that far down in my sheet. I can actually feed myself when I'm out in the wild.
Okay. Just yourself?
I'm trying to find the bit that I just read. Now I can't find it. Up to 5 other people each day,
Okay.
provided that the land offers berries, small game, water, and so forth. So as long as I can fish, hunt, pick
All right.
fruits, gather herbs, berries, fruit, mushrooms, etc.
Then you're good.
Yeah.
You got it under control.
Mom's gonna feed us.
I can't do it in the desert. There's, we're eating snakes and
There's lizards.
cactus. Vegetarian.
Oh well, yeah.
But you can
That's a fine.
like if you can well
Like
there are like
cactus fruit.
spiders. There are spiders and cactus in the desert.
Spiders are meat.
You won't be going through the desert entirely. I mean, Messier's like mainly desert, but as you're traveling north, it's going to get a little less deserty and a little more.
Okay, we might need a couple of days just to get us out of the desert then.
Yeah.
And let's go right. Perhaps we will purchase goods in the morning and leave as soon as that is done.
Can we
I
not
need
just
to-
like raid the building for food? Because they have a 24/7 breakfast. There must be food in here. Could we not just like steal all of that? I mean, take all of that because technically Justice for is paid for it.
I need a sleeping bag as well. I gave my one to the... She points to the baby.
The tariff. Tarif?
The
I'm trying.
Taruf.
Taruf.
Yes, the Taruf's mother.
Oh, yeah. Just gonna go slightly concave, like, yeah, right?
Yeah, Masco will be then purchase goods in the morning, then leave. Perhaps a mount for Ned as well.
Oh yeah, you will need. You only had the one horse and the dog,
And a dog.
Yeah.
which are in the mayor's stables.
Oh no.
That's alright, we can just go back and get them, can't we?
Yeah, Ned says, well, like there's a horse in the stable, with the horse and the dog that you brought. There's my dad's horse.
So we could just take that. You know how to ride, right? Oh, whoops.
She's nodding.
I was like, well, unless you all wish to continue on foot.
I don't have feet.
I don't like the sound of that, no.
I have a
I was going to travel by hoof.
I'd rather ride in my basket. I like my basket.
I'm nowhere near as fast as you, Aristomache.
I am slower than everyone.
Then perhaps they stop by the mayor's stables early, as in his.
I propose we leave before dawn.
Ned,
And he's
like I think we should actually just if we're gonna go and steal stuff from my dad, we should maybe like do it now.
We could set off now and camp out.
I kind of didn't tell him that I was like leaving, and I think it would just be best if I just like left and like didn't tell him, and so maybe we could at least just go and get the stuff tonight, you know?
We could just go
Okay.
now. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not
We
really
could camp
waiting
out.
But are any stores open at this time?
We'll go read the buffet.
There are no stores open, but you can raid the buffet.
Can we
Yeah.
get room service?
No, because the lady was sent home.
We're gonna raid the buffet.
It's like a Beauty and the Beast style buffet. It just appears every day. Like
Okay.
Hogwarts, just like wow.
Then Asuka will nod and
Alright, let's raid the hotel for stuff.
Okay.
Who's
gonna
any
go with
Tupperware?
Ned? Who's gonna go with Ned to get the horses, the mounts rather?
Asuka will go.
Okay.
I was gonna say that the thief would be a good plan again.
But we need someone else for the other horse.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, so Ahsoka, Gerbil, Ned are going to get the mounts. Mr. Bobby and Aristomache are raiding the buffet. Okay, at the buffet, there aren't Tupperware containers, but there are like boxes that are made out of like cardboard. You know what I'm talking about? Like these like little paper boxes, like Chinese takeout paper boxes. There are those.
Okay, so they're like coated in something.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look at Aristomache and be like, I could just carry a lot of stuff. Pretty sure it's not gonna go off in an airtight container. And two little pseudopods just point.
Well, nothing that I think would. There's lots of stuff at the buffet that wouldn't necessarily go bad in a couple of days. So there's like muffins. There's some fresh fruit, which probably would go bad. There's some fantasy granola. Some.
What's granola? Just fantasy or otherwise?
Like seeds
Are you being serious?
and
Or are you being
seeds and
British?
cereals.
I don't
Yeah,
know what granola is.
they're like seeds and cereals.
It's
and
like
you kind of get them in
seeds
bar.
and like flax. I don't know,
Yeah.
and like oatmeal.
yeah,
So, yeah,
Kind of
it's
like muesli.
yeah.
It's like
Oh, okay,
muesli. It's
okay,
exactly like
muesli.
muesli,
Alright.
but it's a little sweeter because like granola is meant. I don't know. I think granola
going
is
in
sweeter
yogurt.
than muesli.
Yeah, and it goes
Oh,
in
okay,
yogurt.
okay. So it's like the side things you get.
But it's also hard. It's not quite as soft as muesli. It's crunchy.
Okay. I
Never
vaguely
had
know what we're talking
parfait.
about now. No.
All right.
As far as I know, that's just French for perfect. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Is
Well,
it
that's
actually?
translation.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay.
Right, back to the buffet thing.
So there's some granola, there's some bread, there's some cheese. There's...
I'm not completely turned off by the whole walking French thing.
I'm literally carrying barely anything else, so it's like
What I
mainly
do
just
have
coins and shiny rocks.
what I do have issue with is the tasting of Mr. Blobby, and I'm
It wouldn't taste of me. It would just have, that kind of Tupperware taste.
and can we put it in the can we put stuff in the boxes and then put that in Mr. Blobby, like stack them?
Yeah,
Of course you can.
Yeah.
Cool. And I want to make sure we get Gerbil some meat.
Yeah.
Okay, there's some rat steaks.
Cool. We'll pick some of those up.
Okay, and I will
And,
just
and fruit and vegetables and grains and muffins and just load them up.
stack the boxes on top of me, and then I just kind of go around them. It's like, okay, ready to go.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Manjay. It's nice of you to look out for me like that.
All
Well,
right.
you did steal me weird horn covers.
Oh yeah, do you want those?
I pulled them out of my bag.
You know,
The food delivery carrier that all food delivery people hate.
Yeah.
The blob.
I'm basically just like a Deliveroo box. That's what I am.
Oh my god.
I love it.
Yeah, you very easily get everything for a couple of days. It's not hard. And Gerbil and Asuka and Ned, you guys can go back and the mounts all recognize you. I'm not gonna make you roll. You get the mounts and you return to the hotel.
Okay. Asuka will lower the basket down for Mr. Blobby.
Can I get in the basket
That is
while
true,
I'm
you know.
carrying a bunch of boxes? I mean, I can always like shift them so the boxes are like stacked, like one on top of each other, and then get them in the basket. And I'm just kind of blobbing out the top.
How much do you weigh now?
I have no idea. I don't know how much I weigh in general.
Wow, that's a bold question to ask.
I mean, like, how much extra weight have you taken on that the basket may not be feasible any longer?
Like, we didn't put like
I think you're fine.
I think
tons.
it'd be
I
fine.
swear it's just
I
water
think
weight.
bits of like me, maybe like muffin topping out of the basket, but that's about it. Like the
Yeah.
boxes would fit in the basket, and I'm just fitting round the boxes.
Okay.
So
Yeah, you
however-
can fit into the basket.
it's just like it looks more like an ice cream cone now than a basket because there's bits of me on top. It's like a blob ice cream cone.
All right.
It's like, oh, I can see where we're going now. This is nice.
Okay. So you have your mounts and you have your rations for a couple of days, and if you would like, you could continue out now, or you can wait until tomorrow.
Can I take some blankets and pillows?
Yes.
Thanks. Yeah,
Gerbil's already like stolen all of the soap and bathrobes.
that's fine. I just like a blanket and some pillows.
Okay. So you all begin on this journey. I guess no one says goodbye to Dr. Sporin.
I've been considering leaving a note for Dr. Sporin.
Okay.
With the clerk, whoever is running the front desk. And
No
just
one's
say,
running the front desk. He sent them home.
I will just leave it at the front desk then.
I think Gerbil might have written Dr. Sporin a note at some point if that's feasible.
Okay. What do you want the note to say, and where do you want to leave it?
Be careful when you sleep. And I'll slip it under his door.
Oh my goodness, Gerbil.
It's meant in like a look after yourself.
Will you sign it?
Okay.
We'll write, having seen Gerbil's note, we'll write a different note. Had to leave early. Heading to Athos. Safe travels. And slips that. I'm sorry for Gerbil. Slips that under.
I love how that's Goebbels' idea of a nice note. Watch your back.
I love him.
Okay.
Make sure you wake up in the morning.
You make sure you wake up in the morning. What does that even mean?
That means like sweet dreams, sleep well, wake up.
Dead.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
You both leave Dr. Spore in these notes that I'm sure he's gonna have a fun time deciphering in the morning. And you head out and you are able to. I am so bad at distance. It's like always my least favorite thing of world building is trying to figure out how long it takes people to do things and try and make it make sense. So
How many days would you like it to take?
it would. So I'm gonna just make up numbers and don't anyone compare them to numbers that I'm gonna say later on because it may not make sense. Distance travel.
We've traveled
this far.
miles.
And then someone else is like, but it only took them this far to travel. Don't call me out on it. Don't at me. I don't care. I'm going to say it takes you, it's 3 days through the desert and then 1 day through, okay, here's what I'm going to say. 3 days through the desert, 1 day through like normal, more like temperate climate. Hilly area. There's some bees and some wildflowers. And then at the end of the second day is when you approach the mountain pass. And it'll probably take another day or two traveling through the mountain. But where we're going to kind of fast forward through the desert. Nothing happens. You see like a buffalo. There's like some snakes, like birds, everywhere.
Mr. Blobby is unreasonably excited by everything. Like, look, it's a big cat.
And we're gonna fast forward to this 4 days later when you're at the base of this mountain pass, and that is where we will pick up with you all.
Kind of important question.
Yes.
Were they water buffalo?
No, they were sand buffalo.
Asuka, well, at the base of the mountain, this is 4 days later, but
Ed's grown a beard, a little tiny mustache in the 4 days.
Well, like
But it's
the teenager bum fluffy ones.
Yeah, he's really proud of it.
Yeah, Asuka will look at the group and nod. And do we know sort of like, are we gonna have to go through a pass?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Asuka can't. Asuka can kind of lead them, but like their vision is literally 60 feet of blind sense.
Oh,
Right.
I think.
But you
they
can't be surprised, right?
Yeah, I can't be surprised. To like, but that means things enter that 60 feet, and I become immediately aware, like sort of. But like, I don't think I can chart a course through the mountains that are like miles away because I can't.
You know what? I think Asuka should have the baby and let Aristomachi lead.
Okay.
Asuka's fine with that.
You
They'll
could- you
sling
could-
them.
Yeah, he could have the baby slain.
They've got this baby slung across the front, got a bow slung across the side with their quiver hanging out.
If we're still on horseback, Mr. Blobby is just occasionally reaching a pseudopod over to like tickle the baby, like.
Okay. So we have Aristomachi in the lead, and then Ned is going to probably stay close to Aristomachi because he thinks that she is the strongest and will protect him.
Pretty sure she is the strongest.
Yeah, that's
Well,
maybe.
He thinks correctly. So it's Aristomachi, Ned, who's coming up behind. What's the order here?
I think Asuka's probably somewhere in the middle because they have the baby.
I'm riding on the back of Asuka's horse, so I guess I'm wherever they are.
Are you guys riding the horses up the pass, or are you dismounting?
I think we ride them as far as we can, and then we dismount and
Okay.
have them follow us.
All right.
Gerbil will be taking up the rear.
Okay. Gerbil's in the rear.
Oh
with his
no,
dog.
no, that was a bad pun. No.
Get out.
I'm glad.
Gerbil in the rear.
No.
I'm glad I missed the bad pun.
Just shame, Scrat, shame.
All right.
Right, where's my notes? My combat cheat sheets. There we go.
You look so smug as well. Oh my goodness.
All right, here we go. Okay. So as you are going up this mountain pass, there is it's not like a path. This isn't a well-traveled area, but there is an area in which it's easy to traverse. And so as you're going up, you're kind of having to do a cross back type of movement where you're going back and forth. And about an hour and a half into your ride, I would like those of you who are on a horse, those of you who are riding animals, to make animal handling checks. And I will roll for Ned.
Oh, we're actually using our animal handling check for something that isn't the baby.
For something that's not a baby. Ooh.
Ooh, can I burn that
Ooh.
inspiration to reroll
If
that?
you would like to, yes.
Please do.
Yeah.
I'm on the back of your
Well,
horse.
you don't need to make one shakes because you're not controlling the horse.
No, I'm just
That's
avoiding smacking it on the ass. That's
Reroll
what I'm
that.
doing.
Do I need to do one for my dog?
Yes, for your doggy, yeah.
Come on,
Ooh,
doggy!
better.
Okay. Now everyone is gonna have to make a dex save.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay. Not you, Aristomachi. You're fine. 'Cause
Well,
your
balls.
horse didn't kick you off.
Hey,
Oh, okay.
I am just bouncing back, and I
I guess it's a good thing because you have the bebe.
I do.
So
I've
as
been
you are all
friendly.
traversing, I'm gonna roll for poor
oh no.
Rip Ned dies on
As-
the first.
You all are traveling, and quite almost as suddenly as you sense that there's something wrong, the horses are going to be reacting because you weren't able to sense it in time. So the horse that has Ned bucks wildly, and Ned is attempting to kind of rein it in, and he isn't able to, and the horse throws him and turns around and begins to bolt down the pass of the mountain. And when that happens, it spooks both the pooch and the horse that you are on, Asuka and Mr. Blobby, and both the horse and the dog begin to like spin and buck wildly. Everyone is tossed from their animal. Asuka and Gerbil, you are able to save yourselves. You are able to kind of, as you get bucked, you are able to roll. Gerbil, you roll as you hit the ground, and you get up and you're like, ta-da! And Asuka, do you have the baby clutched to you, or is the baby, like, where's the baby in the situation?
I think the baby's slung in the front, so Asuka will sort of like roll and sort of cage around the baby as they fall, sort of falling more onto their side and roll it into a good position.
You're able to do that, and you jostle the baby a bit, but with a nat 20, you're not going to hurt anything. So the baby, it cries out in alarm and begins to cry, but appears to be unharmed. And you take a little bit of scuffing to your arm as you do this roll, but you're fine. Mr. Bobby, you are just like thrown in the air as this horse bucks wildly, and the basket is like dislodged. And you go up and you like come out of the basket, and then both you and the basket fall on the ground. You're not going to take any damage because you're a blob. I don't think you really take falling damage.
I think if I fell far enough, probably. But
You would
on
It's
just-
the
not that
horse,
far. It's not that far.
Yeah, it's not enough.
But you
to
have
make me
all
go
been
splat.
dislodged from your animals, and they are now running away from you. The horses are like screaming, and the dog is like panting, and they are gone.
They'll be back. Don't worry about it.
That doesn't seem like a good thing, though. And also, ow.
Well, there goes my explorer's pack.
Collect myself from my splash, just like, oh.
At least Mr. Blobby has everything that he put inside of himself.
Oh, I've still got all the food.
Wait a minute,
it's just
Asuka,
awesome.
you put your pack on your horse.
I have saddlebags.
I was in one.
It's okay. Aristomachi still has her Dungeoneer's pack.
It's how I balance out Mr. Blobby on the other side.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Can I actually, you know what I'd like to do? Release the bees.
You would like to release the bees?
Yeah,
no.
I would like to release the bees and obviously cast animal friendship on them.
Okay.
Because I'd like to send the bees out. One, because there's plant life and flowers around here. And, you know, they should have some exercise. But also I'd like them to do some scouting for me.
Okay.
Especially now that the horses have been spooked.
Okay.
And obviously tell them not to hurt my friends.
Okay.
Or the
So
baby.
bring up the bees. Ooh, I don't think it's
We
gonna-
could really
Okay.
use a limited jar of bees in IRL, you know? That'd be
But
great.
like this. These style bees.
You release the bees, and you are able to cast animal friendship, and they leave, and they kind of, as this pass was winding upwards, they kind of don't necessarily stick to what, for lack of a better word, was the road, because they don't have to, so they're flying over passes and boulders and kind of going off in different directions. And after just a few minutes, you hear a horrifying screeching sound, like a. And as you hear that sound, from around the bend floats a grell. And I will need everyone to roll initiative.
Yay!
What's a growl?
It's like a floating brain with stingers
Oh,
Dude.
and a bird beak.
and a bird beak.
Oh no. What's my initiative? It's 4. What I'm rolling.
Hey, that's
16 plus
not
4.
bad.
20.
Yeah, 22 for me.
All right.
12.
We are
Let me
very
roll
aware.
initiative.
We are very ready.
So there's Mr. Blobby, there's Aristomachi, there's Asuka, there's Gerbil, Ned. What did we get here? 12, 19, 22. What did you get, Aristomachi?
20.
20. Damn.
Not natural.
Do these guys have initiative? How come it never says initiative in the monster
It's just
manual?
whatever their dex bonus is.
I know, but it's like so annoying. Why don't they just have a little initiative? You know what I
That'd
mean?
be Do we get the help of the bees since they've been released?
Oh, the bees have been eaten.
They
Really?
ate my bees.
It ate your bees.
All my
Infinite
bees.
bees, so she has more bees in the bag, surely.
Yeah, I know I have more bees. But
No,
I
they
like-
just ate the bees that came at them. They devoured the bees. Bees are nothing to them.
Oh,
I am
bye, bee friends.
I am pissed.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't have a baby on me.
All right, so the order is going to be Asuka at the top. Then it is going to be Aristomachi. Then it'll be Gerbil. Then it'll be Mr. Blobby, followed by it'll be Asuka, Aristomachi, Gerbil. One of the Grell that you can't see, and then it'll be Mr. Blobby, and then it'll be another Grell that you can't see, and then it'll be the Grell that you can see, so that's fun. And then it'll be Ned.
I have a feeling we're going to wind up seeing them before we get to the one we do see doing anything.
Okay. Aristomachi, begin.
Am I first?
I think
You-
it's me.
Oh,
Yeah, I
so,
think
I'm
it's
sorry.
Scratticus, yeah.
I'm so confused with my abbreviations.
Too many A's. Okay.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me change the music to the battle music. I have a couple different battle musics.
Let's have a new one.
Okay, I think this one.
Funky.
All right, let's do this. How far away is the closest? Ooh, I've got the baby.
Yes, you do.
The only one that you can see is going to be about 30 feet in front of you.
Okay.
And
Asuka
is
is going
someone
to...
pushing Ned out of the way?
Ned is on the ground. He did not recover, and he's just like, oh gosh, ow. Oh, I've had that horse my whole life. Like, why would it? Oh gosh.
Asuka is going to take out their longbow that they have. And they've got, one of their magic items is a Quiver of Alona, which means they can store their longbow in their quiver. They pull it out. And it's sort of this like long, thin longbow with sort of long tail ends.
Mhm.
It's a very, very nice weapon. And they've got these long, white feathered arrows. They notch one. And first I am going to use a bonus action.
Okay.
Use Fighting Spirit, which I have not used yet because our fights tend to end very quickly. But this will give me advantage on weapon attack rolls until the end of my current turn. And I gain 5 temporary HP.
Okay.
So, I'm going to roll to attack with my longbow. First attack is 19 hit.
A 19 does hit.
All right. For 4 piercing damage.
Okay.
And an 11. Woof.
That does not hit.
Okay, and then Asuka is going to Asuka's probably gonna move about 30 feet away from the leading one. That'll still be within range of their longbow, but they don't want the baby near these things.
Okay. All
And
right.
that's my turn.
You hit one of them with the arrow, and the arrow sinks right into its membraney brain, and it's like, "Ah!" it makes a bird sound. It's like, ah! I'm gonna work on the noise a little more.
Well, you just get a recording of Josh doing the baby scream.
Yeah, I can't do it. Okay, Aristomachi, it is now your turn. You have one of these floating things. It is about 30 feet away from you all.
You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to take... No. Alright, so I would like to take the dash action,
Okay.
but not take my full movement, only up to 30 feet. And I would like to do the goring rush with my head down and nostrils flaring.
Okay.
So I will, gore them with my horns.
Okay.
So that's an 18 to hit.
That hits.
And because they haven't moved, this is assassinate and sneak attack.
Okay.
Yeah, that's lots of d6s. 3 d6s.
Okay.
Or 1, 6, 7, 11 points of piercing damage.
Oh, piercing damage. Okay.
And because the goring rush attack is with my horns is a bonus action, that's it for my turn.
Okay, so just 11 points of damage.
Yeah.
So you gore this thing, and it shrieks again in agony, and you swipe it with one of your horns and take off like quite a juicy chunk of brain.
Nice.
Gerbil, it is your turn.
I'm gonna look at Ned and be like, Ned, what are you doing? What are you laying on the floor for? Come on, there's a fight. This is the bit where you use the hammer.
The horse like threw me off and it really hurt. I think I broke my leg.
And Gerbil's going to enrage as a bonus action. And then charge towards the growl. And I would like to attack with my rapier. And again, assassin, just like Aristomache. So advantage. That'll be a critical hit.
That hits.
If it hits, yep, awesome. So 12. 36 sneak. So roll that again. The next bit will be -5. So -5 damage off that. That'll be sneak attack damage. So we've got 20, 32, 40. Exactly 40 damage.
I forgot to double my damage.
You would like to double the damage?
I forgot to double my damage.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay. Okay.
And I would like. Oh, can I do that as a bonus? Does that need a bonus action or anything like that? No, it doesn't. Awesome. So I would like to also use Fury of the Small to add extra damage. It equals my level, so I'm not sure if that's 5 or 10. I think
it would be. It's a goblin trait, so it would be 10.
10, awesome. And
you're a level 10 goblin.
I'm also not sure if it doubles because of the crit, but I'd like to add it anyway.
No.
Awesome.
You're gonna kill it anyway. It doesn't matter if it doubles.
Oh really? Because I have an extra
You just
attack.
did like 50 points of damage.
Oh.
It drops to the ground and it actually explodes all over you, brain all over you. You pop it. You pop the brain.
Oh.
Would you like to do anything else on your turn?
Well, I do have an extra attack, but I can't see the other grells, right?
No, you can't. They're hiding.
So I'll just eat some of the brain and see how it tastes.
Oh.
You have mad cow disease now.
Oh, not again.
As you have popped this brain, and it also explodes all over Ned somehow. Ned's like, oh god, ew. Another grell comes around the corner, and it like whips its tentacles around, and it's like,
Caw, motherfucker.
It goes, caw, motherfucker! And it waves its tentacles around. And Mr. Blobby, it is your turn. And there is another grell that is now 30 feet away from you.
Okay. I am going to wave my pseudopods in the same manner.
Okay.
Just like, yeah! Why are we doing this? And I am going to cast Witch Bolt at it.
Okay. Is Witch Bolt a ranged attack, or does it just save?
It's a ranged attack.
Okay, 14 hits.
If it's gonna let me. Because roll 20 doesn't let me in there. Okay. Why will you not let me actually do the thing? 1 second, roll 20 is being annoying.
Roll 20.
No one does this. Oh, there you go. Okay, no, it was just me. I was completely failing to actually look at roll 20 the right way. I had the wrong tab up, so I've just done that.
We'll go with your first one.
Yeah, 14.
Okay, that hits.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's where I cast it, and I'm casting it at level. Yeah, we'll go with level 4.
Okay.
That's 11 points of lightning.
How much? 17?
11. Oh wait, yeah, 17 because I cast it. Do I get? It says 17 and 11. I'm not sure which one of those I'm supposed to be taking.
Is it one additional D3 for every additional spell slot?
It's when you cast the spell using a second level, the initial damage increases by 1d12 for each slot level above first. And
What
I cast
level
it
did
at
you
level
cast it?
4.
As
Yeah,
a
you
four,
get
so it'd be
both,
both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
both.
Oh, good.
All
So
right.
that's, I can't do that math.
But it's lightning.
28 lightning, yeah.
Okay. It hits it and nothing happens.
Oh, no. And
Its brain starts to pulse and it looks really cool.
well, that's nice, I guess.
Oh no, you powered it up!
Its tentacles get really buff.
Okay, I'm gonna spend 2 sorcery points and cast Eldritch Blast as a bonus action.
Okay. What kind of damage is that?
Force.
Okay.
I got 11.
That does not hit.
Oh, balls. I'm still just flailing.
All right.
Is
And-
this what level does Eldritch Blast increase the number of beams you shoot at it?
Oh, a good idea actually.
Is it 7?
Oh yes, so I have 2 beams. I have
So
2
Okay.
beams.
Roll for that second
Okay.
beam.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yep.
Pew! That
20!
hits.
Yay!
That second one hits.
That's 1
Nice.
point of force damage.
Okay. You you hit it with 1 point and it kind of is like, and then it does this. This is its floating motion. It's like,
It's like, ping.
okay. As that happens, another girl comes out and it's also like caca, caca, but scary. It's like caca, caca, ooh, caca, caca.
That's not scary. That's like sultry.
Obviously, it's a growl bard.
And
Jesus,
it is
Jesus.
I mean, it does have tentacles.
it is going to come. It's only 30 feet away. It was just hiding. It's gonna move its full motion. It's gonna come to you, Gerbil, because you're standing and eating its friend. And it is going to lash out at you with its tentacles.
I'm ready!
Oh, no.
So
If it does lightning damage now, Mr. Robbie,
does a 13 hit you?
my armor class is 17 as I dive out of the way!
Really? Wow. You're so strong. And then it's also going to try and bite at you. Because
Wow.
it can do both of those things.
Okay,
And it's going to be like chomp chomp. You know what I mean? Chomp chomp. Okay, that didn't work. Why didn't that one work? D20 plus 4. How come they're not working all of a sudden? What am I doing wrong?
Slash
You're putting
R.
the slash before.
Oh. God damn it. What am I, a hacker? Okay.
Suddenly realizing that I have so many lightning
Rather
things.
than typing it out every time as well, you can just press up and it will bring up the last command you entered.
Oh. What do I do to do that?
Just click on the text box and just press up.
Oh, sorry.
Up arrow.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Saves
I've
so much
learned
time.
so much. Okay, so it does not hit you either times. It like slaps at you with the tentacles and then it's like,
I do
But
like a
it
cartwheel and then a flip, and I'm like, ha ha ha!
What,
Then
like Yoda in the third movie?
My armor class is fully based on my dex, so I must
Wow.
be doing Yoda
Dang.
You're a
stuff.
little acrobat.
Whee!
Wee wee wee. It is now Ned's turn, and he's just like, oh my god, oh, you guys said that it was gonna be really bad, and I didn't believe you. And he's gonna roll onto his side and face away from the carnage. And that's his turn.
Wow, Ned.
Wow.
He's a teenager with a mallet.
The baby has been more useful than you.
Sorry.
Asuka, it is now your turn. There are 2 Grell in front of you.
How far away?
The one is 30 feet away, and the other one is right up on Gerbil. And after this horse debacle, you're all pretty close to each other, so I'd say about 5 feet away.
Okay. I mean, am I within range of an opportunity attack if I back away?
From the one that's like right on Gerbil?
Yeah.
If you're trying to like back away, further away, no. If you're trying to get closer to the one that's 30 feet away, yes.
Yeah, no. Asuka's just gonna try to back away from both of them.
What happened? Oh no! There we go.
Am I good?
You're good.
Okay, hold on. I just need to check the cable.
Yep.
Because it's telling me that my
Asuka
battery's
will
running down.
back away. Will burn another fighting spirit.
Okay.
And shoot 2 more arrows
At the one that's close
the one
to
in front of Gerbil. The one that's like, yep.
Great.
23.
That hits.
Okay, that was so close to a crit.
I am now Dungeon Master.
All right, that's 4 piercing damage. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything else on my fighting spirit. Nope. Okay.
Sorry
Yeah.
about that.
Okay. Second attack.
That hits.
22 for 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
I am going to action surge and shoot twice more.
Okay.
15
That hits.
for 2 piercing damage
Okay.
and a nat 20.
There we go.
It was bound to happen eventually. For 8 more piercing damage as I just feather it with arrows.
Okay.
Yeah, bow and arrow is not my strongest. Asuka's strongest suit for attacking, but
You're
with the
trying to protect the baby. That's
yeah,
so
with the baby, Asuka would rather not get.
Okay.
Range.
You pepper this thing with arrows, and every time you hit it, it kind of like bobs, and it is like caca, caca. But like a painful one. It's like caca, ah. But it's still floating.
I love this brain's emotions. Fear becomes sultry, pain becomes disappointment. It's great.
Their emotions are different. They're alien creatures. Aristamachi, it is your turn. There is one that has been peppered with arrows that is closest to Gerbil, and one that is 30 feet away that is like mad flexing as it pulses with lightning energy. It's like, ugh, ah, caca.
Yeah.
So it's like part of the Ginyu Force? Well, okay, right. Well, let's deal with the closest one that's near Gerbil. I'm just going to punch it in the face, please.
Okay.
For... Oh, no. The 26?
Does that hit? Is that what you're asking?
Yep.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. It takes 10 points
Okay.
of bludgeoning damage. Just referring to my... and then I would like to use a key point for a flurry of blows.
Okay.
Bear with me, please. Okay.
Revenge for the bees.
Yeah. Oh, 2 unarmed strikes. Excellent. So, first one, so it's a punch. That's a nat 20, so a 28 in total.
28 punching damage?
Yeah. No, 28 to hit. That was a natural 20.
Okay, but you get to roll your roll. It'll
Yeah. Where it takes 16 points of bludgeoning damage. The second one is a natural 1, so I spin around on my back foot to kick it. And it's a natural 1, so that
You
one
kick your
does-
ball.
Oh, whoops. I didn't stand so close. However, I'd like to take an extra attack.
That's so close. Wait, hold on. You just kicked Gerbil. You have to roll damage against Gerbil.
God you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Into the wall.
I will halve that to 2, thank you, being raging as I am. And thank you, you've helped me maintain my rage!
And lastly, my extra attack, which is a 19 plus 8 for a 27.
Yep, that
It
hits.
takes 8 points of bludgeoning.
Okay, this thing looks so sad. Its like beak has been beaten off of its face, and there's just a bloody hole, and it's like missing whole sections of its brain, and it's just like barely, it's like lisping in the air now. Like one tentacle's dragging on the ground because it has just been so thoroughly annihilated, but it is clinging to life. And it is now Gerbel's turn.
And, so this one's nearly dead. So I'm
It's
realizing
so totally nearly dead.
that these things aren't the toughest. I'm looking at that big, powerful one with all the lightning. Has it had a turn yet?
It has not. It just came around.
Whoops.
I would like to sheathe my rapier and stalk towards it menacingly, drawing my dagger, which is essentially
Okay.
a bit of flint. And I'd like to go and stab the hell out of it. It's not had a go yet, so I still get advantage.
Please don't let lightning hit Gerbel.
Doesn't have an
26.
arsehole, so we're
That
good.
hit.
It'll be critical, so we're -5 from the next one. 28. 38. 34. 45.
Jesus.
45.
Okay, how much damage are you doing? 45? Okay.
Yeah, I think 45. I think that my maths is right. No. Yeah, 45, because drop 5
Okay.
because of my dex bonus doesn't get added to the second roll.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Thank you, Mellow Sweater. Donates £15 saying great campaign.
Yay!
Thank you.
Then I'd like to use my extra attack to stab it with the dagger again.
Okay.
And again, this will be at advantage because it's not had a turn. 14, does a 14 hit?
14 hits.
Oh my goodness.
27, 31, 41.
It explodes.
So 40, yeah, 45 on the next. So that's 2 attacks of 45 damage with a dagger.
It explodes. It explodes like a bag of blood.
Yeah, and Gerbel's just hacking it
How
with a dagger.
exactly does a bag of blood explode, Heavenly?
Like,
How
like-
do you have knowledge of this?
I'm just imagining if you had a bag that was full of blood and you stabbed it,
Like
it would
a water
explode.
balloon would have been
Well,
a more normal explanation.
But it is quite gory. There's going to be gore. There's
So good.
Bag
Don't
of
judge her.
blood.
there's membrane and memories. All of this girl's memories have exploded. Its instincts, its drives,
How
its
far,
limbic system, its pituitary glands. They've
how
all
far away
exploded.
from me was it?
30 feet.
Oh, that's a shame.
Why?
Did you throw daggers at it or did you stab it?
No, he ran up to it.
I
Oh,
ran
then you're
next to it,
probably
yeah.
pretty close.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. I was just thinking like I could bonus action attack for a level of exhaustion, but I don't think there's any need to.
Okay.
It exploded.
No, it exploded. It's dead. So now it's Mr. Blobby's turn.
Are there any left?
There's one left. The one that doesn't have a beak anymore.
Oh yeah. I am going to cast Ice Knife and throw a big shard of ice at it.
Okay.
Now I'm looking at Roll20 the right way now, so.
What is it? I can't quite see. I can see it says beware, but the light's reflecting off it.
Oh, sorry. I was just tapping it against my nose to the rhythm
Oh,
of the music. I wasn't even trying to do it. Oh,
I thought you were showing something off. I was like, what is it? Show and tell. Show and tell.
there you go.
Beware the
No.
smiling DM.
It's my notebook. And yeah, I was just tapping it against my nose.
Does the 14 hit?
That hits.
Okay. So 4 piercing damage.
Okay.
But
You throw. Oh,
the shard then explodes.
perfect.
So the target and anything within 5 feet of it needs to succeed on a dex save.
Oh,
Okay.
yay!
Or
I don't
take two. Oh, actually, or take like. How many? I was going to cast the 3rd level, so 2d6 cold damage.
Okay, so I have an ability that I've been dying to try out. So, dex
Sorry,
save, right?
3d6 cold damage. So is anyone within?
Yeah,
5 feet of?
Aristomatchius.
Oh,
Who's my
shoot.
shit? Yeah.
Then yeah,
My dex save is 25.
yeah, you saved.
Cool.
You definitely saved.
Okay, you throw this ice knife at this floating brain, and it goes into the hole that its nose had been, and explodes. And when it explodes, it just tears apart this brain, and tentacles fly everywhere.
Yay!
And you've done it. You've killed all of them.
Yeah. Mr. Blobby is gonna start cleaning up.
Asuka will look down and check to see that the baby is okay.
The baby is covered in blood, but he's fine. It's not his blood.
Wait, I'm not anywhere near this. I backed up.
It was a great explosion that just happened with the
But
ice.
the baby's in the sling, so it has it like.
The
There's
baby's
little
covered.
pieces of brain on the sling.
Okay, Mr.
Asuka
Blobby
will
is gonna
start-
go over. Mr. Blobby is gonna go over and prestidigitate everything, like the sling, the baby, Asuka, just like nope,
Yeah.
nope.
And Asuka will sort of give a gentle rock to the baby just to make sure that it's doing okay.
It's doing okay.
Okay.
So as you guys are kind of taking stock of what happened, and it went a lot quicker than I thought it would because I don't understand encounters. But luckily
No
for
one
me, this was not the only encounter that I planned. And as Asuka, you are rocking the baby, and as Mr. Blobby, you are attempting to clean up these brainies. And Gerbil, I don't know, you're like celebrating or something. You hear Ned go, "Oh," and at the pass, about 60 feet away, you see a very strange looking head, and then another head, and then another head. And there is a Hydra staring down at you.
Oh no.
Gerbil puts away their dagger and draws their rapier again.
I'm gonna keep the same initiative. I'm just gonna roll for the Hydra now.
We have Bebe and Nettie.
What is it? It's a dex? That's what I add to the...
Yep, just add its dex modifier.
Asuka, are you like more very heavily melee rather than ranged?
I am definitely heavily melee.
Would we say that Mr. Blobby would know that?
Probably.
Having, okay, then Mr. Blobby is going to make grabby pseudopods for the baby. It's like, okay.
Yes, but you have the slashy slash slash slash. No.
I have the what?
Asuka.
Well, that's why Mr. Blobby wants to take the baby.
Yeah.
Okay,
He can
But
cast
I
spells.
understand.
you guys are still in initiative, so
Yeah.
you're not gonna get a bunch of free actions right now. So Asuka, it is your turn.
Okay. Asuka looks at Mr. Blobby and figures probably the baby being encased in this sort of gelatinous, like kind of like a ballistic gel, probably would be a lot safer than being wrapped around their torso. So they will use their action to give the baby to Mr. Blobby.
Okay.
And Mr. Blobby, and will rush towards the Hydra. I wish I hadn't used my action surge.
Okay, the Hydra's 100 feet away.
Okay, so they'll do. Well, okay, so is Gerbil and Aristomachi and Ned closer to the Hydra than Asuka is?
Yeah, you're like, you're a little bit back.
So I will rush up to the group and sort of take the front of the group.
Okay.
And draw my two swords. And I'll draw my two swords, and that's where I'll stand and be ready. And
Okay.
and Asuka will make the sign for retreat and question.
Okay. Aristomachi, it is your turn.
Hmm. I would like to spend some of my key points to cast silence directly in front of us
Okay.
and let I don't know if they can cast spells, I can't really remember, but as it basically make a 20-foot area of silence.
Okay.
So, I put palm to fist, I focus, and I just deafen the area.
So in this 25-foot radius in front of you, no one can cast spells.
No one can hear anything, and any thunder spells would be immune, and anything with a verbal component wouldn't work. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's two key points for spells. And that's my action. Yeah, that's it. That would be me.
Okay. It is now the Hydra's turn, and it is going to. It kind of looks at you curiously for a moment. All of its heads moving, in and out of in sync, and then it is going to clearly decide that you all look super tasty, and it is really hungry, and it is going to dash at you, use its full movement and action to come at you, and rush 60 feet. And it is now 40 feet away from you all. And it is in this now. It's in how big is the sphere of silence?
It's a 20-foot radius sphere centered on the point. Yeah.
And you centered it on a point right in front of you, or 25 feet in front of you?
Basically, we're not inside it, but anyone that would be in front of us would be.
Okay,
So
right.
the sphere is in front of us.
Yeah.
The 25 feet in front.
So as it roars with its 5 heads, you can definitely hear that. And now it is Gerbil's turn.
40 feet away. Well, Gerbil, still very angry. Would like to use his bonus action to dash towards the creature. Oh, no, wait, hang on a minute. My speed is 40. Sweet. I will not dash. I won't dash. I thought my speed was 30.
Okay.
I will run towards the creature, and I would like to start attacking it. It's already had a... Has it had a turn?
It has had a turn.
It has, yes. I'm not surprising it. I would like to attack, and I'd like to attack recklessly.
Okay.
No one is within... No one's standing next to it, though, are they? So I lose all my sneak attack. Oh, no. Wait, but I get advantage because of... Yeah, having advantage. I've got advantage, so I get sneak attack.
Okay.
I remember.
Why do you have advantage? Because you're attacking recklessly.
Reckless attack, yeah.
Okay. Great.
That's an interesting combination.
That's what I was thinking when I built it.
About that. I always forget about that.
25.
Oh, you're so lucky you have advantage. That does hit 25.
So
Okay, 11 doesn't hit everyone.
25 damage on my first attack.
Okay.
Then extra attack with the rapier again. Still reckless. Reckless
Okay.
for all of my turns. Yay! That's
There
20!
you go. There you go.
14, 30, 42 damage on that attack.
Okay.
And then I'd like to bonus action enter a frenzy!
Okay.
And attack one more time.
Okay. That hits.
Another 18 damage.
Damn.
So
Okay,
that's
you
what?
just like go ham on this Hydra's legs.
Yeah. It makes a total of what, 85 damage, I think?
Mm-hmm. And
Can we think about the size difference between a Hydra and Gerbil?
And one of its little heads falls off. So as you're like stabbing at it, it's reaching down to try and get at you. And you're just like going fucking hog wild. And you're able to stab it as it's like reaching down to intercept. You stab it in the jugular, and its head dies.
Yay!
Now it only has
I don't know how hydras work in D&D. Do they work the same way that hydras do, with the heads coming off?
The DM in me is trying very hard not to metagame right now.
I don't know.
Do they work the same as regular hydras, where when you cut off one of its head, 2 heads grows back?
There's a very specific mechanic.
All
Okay,
I'm saying
I
is
don't know it, so.
I'm using a rapier, so it's all piercing damage.
Yeah, it's been a while since I faced it.
I can't remember.
Hydra.
I can't remember the Hydra at all. So I'm just
No,
being a
neither.
gerbil and just stabbing away.
Yeah, I do. Do we need to? Do people need to know what that is, or are you good on that, Have? Because
I got it. I have it right in front
okay,
of me.
cool. Yeah. I'm not saying anything because I'm trying very hard not to metagame.
I don't know if Mr. Blobby would know what a hydra is. So
Yeah, I don't think Asuka has met a Hydra yet.
Okay. Mr. Blobby, it's your turn.
Okay. From where I am, is there anything in between me and the hydra?
Besides your friends?
No, including my friends. I mean, if I use my movement, can I get so that my friends aren't between me and the hydra?
Yes, you
Okay,
can.
I'm gonna move so that there's no one in between me and the hydra, and I'm gonna cast lightning bolt.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast it at a high level because this thing is huge and it's scaring me. So it has to make a dex save.
Okay. So for dex save, it's the D20 plus its dex modifier plus its proficiency?
So unless it has a specific thing that says saves, it's just its dex.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Monsters will have a specific, so where it says skills, it have like saves above that.
Okay.
And it's just against my spell save DC, right?
14, does 14?
No! Yay! It failed.
It
So
fails.
It takes 8d6 lightning damage. And hold on, I casted 4th level. Yes, I did. So it takes 9d6
Okay.
lightning damage. So
9.
So 28 points of
Okay.
lightning damage.
All right. Another head falls off.
Yay! I think.
Okay. It is now Ned's turn. And Ned is going to turn and run in the opposite direction.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So,
Good, you just get in the way.
now it is Asuka, it's your turn.
Okay, can I get to it running to it at this point?
It is 40 feet away, so
Son of- It's just outside my range.
Don't you have a bow?
I do have a bow, but I put it away and I drew my swords last.
Drop your swords, get the bow.
Yeah, I mean, Asuka's gonna go up like 20 feet. No, Asuka will get up in its face. Asuka will use their action to sprint, to dash, to get to
Okay.
it,
okay.
and get up next to Gerbil.
Okay.
So, that'll be their turn.
All right. Aristomachi, it's your turn.
Right. You know what I would like to do? Is there any dim light or shadows around me?
Yes, it's getting to be nighttime.
Cool. I would like to shadow step, please. I'd like to melt into the shadows of my companions around me and then teleport 60 feet away so I'm in the shadow of the Hydra but behind it.
Okay.
So I'm flanking it.
Mm-hmm.
And because I've shadow step, I now have advantage on the next attack I make.
Okay.
Okay, looks like Zoom crashed out for a second
Yes, I
there,
have.
but we are back. Sorry about that, everyone. Zoom crashed out on us. Just to correct things. Currently, you are back. We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, so I would like to take out my 2 daggers. So my first attack is a 17.
That hits.
That will be for 9 points of piercing, plus an additional 6 points of piercing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll do the same with my extra attack with my other hand.
So you did 9 and 6.
9 and 6, and then this is a 22 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
For 7 points of piercing, and then an additional 9 points.
Okay. So another head dies. You guys are just killing its heads left and right. Love it.
And I'm in flanking position. And that's it for my turn, please.
Okay. Great. Great. Okay. So it is now standing next to Aristomachi, Asuka, and Gerbil with 2 heads. And it is going to attempt to bite Gerbil and Asuka because they're right in front of him, and Aristomachi's on the side. So let's go for Gerbil first. Does a 14 hit?
No, I dive out of the way.
Okay.
Excuse
And
me.
for Asuka, does a 13 hit?
Nope.
Hey, come on! Hello! Why? Why? Why are you being so bad? All right. It doesn't bite either of you. But at the end of its turn, it grows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heads.
Oh.
For a total of 8 heads.
Looks like we need to stab an awful lot more.
And it roars like rah, you know, like rah, rah, rah. And Gerbil, it's your turn.
Okay, more heads means more stabbings. I will attack recklessly as I lunge towards the nearest head.
Okay.
Uh, 23.
That hits.
Please take 28 damage.
All right, a head dies.
Next head, I will attack.
Just so you know, a head automatically dies if it takes 25 damage. So.
Brilliant! I'll dive towards the next head. There's a 22 hit.
Yeah.
29 damage.
It's only 1 head dies per turn of 25 damage. So
Okay.
You don't kill a second head.
Brilliant. Because I would also like to frenzy again. Well, I will just keep frenzying. I'm in a frenzy. So I'll stab it again.
Okay.
28 damage. No, not
Yeah.
28 damage. 19 damage.
Okay.
Gerbil is a goblin melee sweater, yes.
All right.
and
You stab it so much, and one of its head dies, and it's like, ah!
How was it like?
Ah! Oh no!
This has been crossbred with a kitten.
Oh no! Okay.
Stabby, 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 stabby.
You stab it so much, it's so stabbed, and one of its head falls off next to you, and its tongue rolls out. It's like, oh.
Great. I forgot to mention as well that because I'm attacking recklessly, you had advantage against my attack. It meant the attack was a 15 and it still didn't hit, but we should remember that for next turn.
Oh, okay. But a 15 does still hit. If it meets, it beats, right? So it's still hit. All right. Mr. Blobby, it's your turn.
I do not have any stabby things whatso friggin' ever. I am going to hit it with an Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Does 15 hit?
That hits.
Okay, so that's 4 points of force damage.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll for the second beam or just use the damage off this? Because it's at the same target.
Yeah, you can roll the damage, but you don't have to roll the attack.
Okay. So that's 6, so 10 altogether.
Okay.
And because Mr. Bobby is slightly paranoid, I'm going to use 2 bonus points and cast Mage Armor on the baby.
Oh, okay. Her head does not fall off.
Yeah, no. The baby now has a 13 AC. I don't think it has a Dex modifier, so let's just go with 13 AC.
Don't forget you have 2 Eldritch Blast beams.
She did. She used both of
I
them.
used both.
Oh, okay. You use the.
I only made her roll attack for one.
If they're at the same target, I tend to just use 1 attack roll and 2 damage because it's like I'm firing them both.
Okay.
And I move slightly further back.
All right. If you're moving, you're not. How close are you to it?
I'm where Asuka started, so I think
you're super far away.
I'm a ways away.
Okay. All right. It's Ned's turn, and he's still running. He's actually stopped running. He got really tired, and he's just kind of like sitting on a rock. He's like, oh god. And now it is Asuka's turn.
Okay, here we go. I am going to attack it.
Love it. Love that.
First katana slash. Oh my god. That's not great. I'm gonna guess a 10 does not hit.
You rolled a 2?
Yeah.
Oh my
That
god.
wasn't great. Second katana attack. 18. Does an 18 hit?
You know,
18 hits.
For 5 slash. I rolled a 1 on my damage.
you have two
What was that?
50-50 die, you know.
Sorry, what was that?
You have two 50-50 die.
I do have 2 50-50 die, which I'm gonna use. I think I'll use them next turn. I'm gonna offhand it with my bonus action. 21 for 5 more slash. Damn it! I can do nothing but roll 1s on my damage dice. I do not cut off a head.
You don't cut off a head. But you know what? You definitely did a little damage. It's like
Wow, Evelyn. Wow.
I'm really hoping. Well, I mean, it's gonna be nice because at the rate we're going, we've only cut off what, 1 head, 2 heads. So
well, you did cut off 3 heads, and then now you've only cut off 1.
So we cut off 3 the first time, right?
Yeah.
We've only cut off 1 this round,
Yeah.
so we only get 2
So
back.
at the moment, there's still 7, so it'll have 9.
Yeah. Aristomachi, it is your turn. Oh, sorry. Was that your turn, Asuka?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. Aristomachi, it's your turn.
DM, how big is this thing compared to me?
It is a size huge.
Okay. Okay. This might still. Aren't we on a cliff or a mountain edge or something like that? We're in a mountain pass, right?
You're like in a pass. There's not a cliff on. You're like in a
I
mountain.
mean, I'm at the back. Is there nowhere this thing can go over?
No, you cannot throw it. Oh,
Over the mountain.
you cannot throw it. It's because this is like a true pass. You know,
Okay.
so it's not-
Okay, so there's things above me, things that could crush it.
Yeah, there are definitely rocks. There's like a big rocky crop. You know, the mountainy crop.
Bless my soul, Buck was on a roll.
Yes, yeah. You see what I'm thinking? I'm strong. Okay, so clearly hitting it is not working. Can I try and create an avalanche, please? Or like a rock fall by hitting into the rock with my Minotaur strength? And I will hit it repeatedly using my monk fists.
Okay.
These
Okay.
are my thoughts. These are my thoughts.
You can roll. Yes, I'm going to allow you to do that. I just need a moment to figure out what.
Sure.
Okay. Yes, you can do that. You can roll attacks.
Okay. I will do unarmed strikes.
Okay.
On the rocks.
Okay.
Okay. And
Okay.
I can do 4 attacks. So if I attack it, keep flurry of blows it, and then extra attack it.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a 24, a 12, a 21, and an 11.
Those are your attack rolls. 2 of those are gonna hit. It's gonna have an AC of 20.
Okay. So, do I get assassin? No, okay, fine. Like 10 points of damage and 5 points of damage.
Okay. Nothing happens right now. I don't think 15 points of damage is enough to cause an avalanche. I'm sorry.
Do I see any cracks in the rock at least?
They're little dusties fall.
Okay, little fissures. Okay.
Yeah. I have set a crumbling point for this rock, just so you know. So I'm not just making it up.
Okay.
I've set a crumbling point. But it is a mountain, so it's not going to be easy.
That's fine.
Okay. Is that your whole turn?
It is my whole turn.
Okay. The Hydra is now going to go, and he is going to do... Gerbil's doing the most damage, so I think he's going to focus 3 of his attacks on Gerbil. Then he's going to do 2 for Asuka, and you know what? He's going to do 4 for Gerbil and 3 for Asuka, and I think at this point in Ristomachi, he's not quite paying attention to you.
That's fine. I'm busy with my rock.
Yeah, I'm busy. Okay, so Gerbil, let's do it. 4 attacks. Here we
You
go.
have advantage on all your attacks.
Really?
Yeah, I'm reckless.
Oh.
Also,
Okay.
you've got
It's the
flanking as well.
downside.
You're also in a flanking position, if I'm not mistaken, too.
Yeah, you can have your wicked way with me. Go for it.
Okay, attack.
I'm
so
ready.
here's the first one. Does a
That
24
hits.
hit?
That hits,
Okay.
yes.
How do I roll damage in a monster sheet?
Click on the attack in the
Okay, it's the
roll.
same.
Yeah.
13 piercing damage. Chomp chomp.
I will reduce that down to 6 because I am raging.
Okay, the second attack. 26 hits?
That hits, yes.
Okay, he's gonna chomp 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 at you for 13.
I'll also reduce that down to 6.
Okay.
Now my
he's
health
gonna
is
attack-
69. Nice.
Oh.
Nice. Nice.
27.
27 hits.
Chomp chomp 11.
I'll reduce that down to 5.
Okay, one more. 17.
Meets beats.
Meets beats. 12. Chomp chomp.
I'm going to reduce that down to 3 because I have rage and I have an uncanny dodge.
Okay. Now, Asuka, he's going to bite at you. He doesn't have advantage against you, though. So.
I'm just going to turn another
18?
light on.
Nope.
Whoa.
Yeah, because I got that. 22 is gonna hit.
22. Chomp chomp.
Because I got that
19?
19 just hits me.
Chomp chomp 6. So 17
17
piercing
total.
total. And then as he's chomping you, that head that had fallen off, it like his neck begins to like and it's like and it's like blah 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 and 2 heads come and he's like those are my official DM sounds. And it goes back up. It gets some HP every time that happens, you guys.
Real quick.
Mm-hmm.
can I have Sentinel. So on one of the attacks that hits
Gerbil.
Gerbil, I blanked on the name. I'm going to use my reaction to attack it.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Is that your attack roll?
Yep. It was nice knowing you, Gerbil.
Wow,
Hey.
Aska, really?
I'm not gonna make you hit Gerbil only because it's not funny. It was only funny that one time when Aristmachi did the spin kick and kicked Gerbil instead. That's why that happened, because it was very humorous.
Oh my goodness.
You're not gonna hit. Don't worry. You're not gonna hit Gerbil with your sword,
Okay.
but you do drop your sword.
Yeah, great. Awesome.
It gets stuck in
Love
its toenail.
Great. Love it.
Oh,
Awesome.
no.
I don't know that I can do a Godzilla roar.
They use like a huge combination of animals to make that.
I think it's like rubbing a balloon, isn't it? With like a glove, like a type of glove. It's
I'm imagining like the T-Rex roar. from
Actually,
Jurassic Park.
before we end, because we do have to end before this battle finishes, so we'll start next week with the battle. I'm going to say that the sound that this Hydra makes is.
Isn't that just Ned? Oh my god!
Whoa!
What was that?
Oh my god!
I want that.
Oh my goodness.
Can I have that?
I don't have that microphone,
Say
so
anything into that
sound.
modulator. Please say a sentence into that modulator, please.
Okay, give me a second. Just go flick some
I
switches.
just want to see how this sounds with words.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna have to watch it back to here.
I need
Someone
a good
clip, someone
modulator. I definitely need to invest in one of those.
There is software that you can get. It sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You have to be. I mean, only reason I have the transformer is because my mum used to be a DJ, so I'm lucky. But there is software that you can get that only costs like £13, or like
That's
$13 or something. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It can get a bit fiddly.
Okay.
So cool. All
I'll
I
try
can
to-
hear
I'll
is
try
like
to-
the T-Rex from Meet the Robinsons going, I've got a big head. And it's making like the T-Rex noises too.
Okay. Well, that's where we're gonna end today's session. Yeah, you guys killed the grill really fast, and so I had to punish you with a little beefy Hydra.
No, this is okay. I think, some of us are pulling our weight against the Hydra. Some of us are just not so much.
Hey,
Wow.
hey, I don't
Wow.
have any stabs.
I
Circus
did-
having a
did
bad
that.
time because he had to protect the baby for the entire first fight, and now he's really just off his game.
Hey, I did a decent amount of damage when I used my action surge against one growl.
It was wonderful. Well, everyone, we are going to head over to the Discord where we talk about what noises a Hydra should make in any decent situation. Please check out the closing links, which includes the Discord link where you can come and join us and talk about it. You should see curriculum popping up with T3P chat. Yeah, there's also a bunch of other stuff there, places you can support us, places you can find information about our sponsors, Major Sham Press and Bird and the Storm Publishing. There'll also be some credits rolling now with information about all of our wonderful cast members. So we'll see you in the Discord. We'll be back at the same time next week for more Tooth Tail and Talcum Powder, and we'll be back in 2 hours for Riders on the Storm, my Weird West, Wild West campaign. Yeah. So, we'll see you all later on. Bye! Keep on evoking emotion!